Good afternoon, cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And welcome to our trailer reaction for the book of Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, about 11 months after they announced it, and 2 months before it comes out, and I'm excited.
Of course.
We'll get into it. Here we go, Book of Boba Fett, and go.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I am not a bounty hunter.
Well...
I've heard otherwise.
Yeah.
Marked.
It's seen some poo.
I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer.
Nice.
That was the Mandalorian.
Nice.
Fear. I intend to rule with respect.
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial.
Okay.
Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all
surprised
from
to see
killing
something.
you and taking what we want?
Nice. Cheating?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please,
True. Very true.
speak freely.
December 29th.
Okay.
Okay.
I will be honest, that's about the 5th time I've watched this today.
Of course it is.
Okay. Go. Your thoughts.
Well, I mean, it picks up from the Mandalorian, right?
Right.
You immediately get that feel with the very first shot.
Yeah.
Looks like the planet where his ship got blown up. Like the.
So it's actually Tatooine where Jabba...
Okay.
Yeah.
Desert planet, whatever.
Yeah, there's like 700 of them in Star Wars.
But it looks.
And it's not Arrakis.
No, that's a dirt planet, a spice
planet.
Anyway, so you definitely get the feels from the Mandalorian. There's lots of characters, right? You get
Yes.
a ton of Star Wars characters that you've seen throughout the other movies and the shows and stuff. So that's good. Definitely puts you in this is a Star Wars show.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool. I'm excited.
So there was some talk today. The guy with the big neck with the 2 eyes who's sitting there by himself. He looks like Doc Ondor. Doc Ondor is the one who does the it's the gift shop in Batu at Galaxy's Edge and whatever, but it's his
Race.
Antiquities kind of whatever. So it's the same
Antiquities,
species, and some people were saying that was Doc Ondor. This is 25 years before we get to what happens in Batu. I'm for Galaxy's Edge, so that idea is kind of out the window. It could be his dad, kind of thing.
Well, but we don't. Do we know what their lifespan is?
No, not that we know of, at
Okay.
least off the top of my head. And there's nothing saying that this is not a version of him younger,
Right.
trying to set up some... Anyways.
Right. This could be his first shop.
This could be his first shop.
And it does so well, he opens a second
on
shop.
Tatooine. Yeah, right. Or he moves to Batu because he's done with the frickin' sand. Because it gets everywhere and it's coarse. Okay, so a little bit of a backstory. At one point in time, Guillermo del Toro went to Lucas and said, I want to do a Jabba the Hutt movie.
Right, I remember that.
And Lucas said, okay, what do you want to do?
Right.
And he wanted to do a Godfather gangster with the Hutts
Right.
kind of feel.
Right.
So from what I see in this trailer, this feels like that story arc, that storyline.
Yeah.
But it's Boba who is the one who's doing it, and not Jabba.
Right. The Hutts aren't there.
The Hutts have been destroyed.
Okay.
So what's going on in the War of the Bounty Hunters comic right now? All of the Hutts that controlled all the different parts of Tatooine have all been wiped off the board except for Jabba, and that all happens around Empire Strikes Back. They're actually fighting over the Han Solo, the Carbonite Freeze Han Solo is what they're all fighting over.
Okay, right.
And so the idea that all the Hutts have been destroyed within that story arc and only Jabba's left, and then Jabba dies soon thereafter in Return of the Jedi.
Probably have a heart attack.
So that's how you get Bib Fortuna on the actual throne when Boba shows up at the end of the Mandalorian. That's kind of that.
Right.
So this kind of feels like, okay, if we're gonna tell the criminal underworld story, which is what they try to set up with the Solo movie, if they're gonna do the Pikes and Crimson Dawn and all that kind of stuff, and Boba's kind of the head figure of that, in that 25 years between the Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, because we don't have the Empire's been destroyed.
Right.
The New Republic is still trying to figure out how to live. We got some storytelling with that inside the Aftermath series, and what the New Republic is trying to do in that time period, which means all these criminal bosses could get together, and it feels like a giant power grab by Boba.
Yeah, well, there's obviously some power vacuums on multiple levels going on here. If the Hutts are gone and the Empire's gone, and the Jedis are pretty much gone, and Luke's busy raising baby Grogu, so yeah, I mean, it makes sense that other questionable characters would come in and try to fill the void, and the survival of the fittest, whoever is the biggest and baddest, is who's going to end up on the throne.
And they kind of show that with Boba and Fennec Shand being surrounded with the guys with the pulse shields.
Yeah.
And then the next shot is Boba obviously wrecking somebody with his gaffy stick.
Right.
So there's at least that kind of idea of, hey, they're going to do this. They've been trying to do a version of the criminal underworld for a long time.
Yeah.
All the way back to 1313, which was the criminal underworld of Coruscant. And there's actually test footage. It was going to be on ABC. It was their first attempt to try to do a Star Wars TV show.
Right.
And it looked really cool, but it was not cost effective for
TV.
For TV.
Yeah.
And they can do it now because they have the Void. Right. And so they could do multiple locations, and they could do a big cityscape. It probably is Tatooine, where that big city is.
Yeah.
It's just on another part of the planet.
Well, yeah. I mean, they've been Mandalorian went to Tatooine several times.
Yeah, right. So there's obviously it's a major hub of at least criminal stuff.
Yeah.
From what we know, but it's also
they set that up in the first one.
In the first one, but there's also not. It's kind of an outer planet kind of feel to it, where it's kind of Old West. The Old West and kind of all that kind of stuff. There's a scene with that the Jawas please be nice in the comments. The name just went away from me, and they all it looked like maybe it's the scene where they come across Boba coming out of the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
I don't want them to tell that story. I want it still to be a how did he escape?
Did he survive? Yeah.
How did he escape? How did he survive? How did his armor get to Cobb Vanth? Like I know what that story is inside the books, and it kind of retconned it a little bit. It's essentially the same story. It's just changed a little bit.
Yeah.
In the last season of Mandalorian, but I don't want them to tell. I want that to be the mystery. I want that. How did he get out? I want that to be a mystery.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what Yoda's and Grogu's people are. And
it's part of the mystique, right?
Right.
That he died,
Right.
and came back to life. Right, that's part of the legend.
Yeah.
Of Boba Fett.
And you
so.
and he could use that to his advantage. I came back from the dead,
Yeah.
so I'm indestructible.
Yeah.
His armor being not as freshly painted as it was in The Mandalorian, showing that he's been through some scuffs since the last time we saw him. And a lot of the stuff I think that they show in this trailer is like the first 2 episodes at the most.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, he can't just come in and kill what's his face? What's his name?
Bib Fortuna.
Kill him and then just that's how they left the last one. He killed him and now he's sitting on the throne. But there's going to be more people, creatures coming in going, no, you can't.
Right.
Because Bib Fortuna, there's no way he was there all by himself. He was a translator or something.
He was a translator.
Herald or whatever.
So
he wasn't protecting that by himself. He had people, and I'm sure that they would have come in and tried to.
The only other thing I wanted to talk about is the dinner scene where they're all sitting around the table. It's very Godfather kind of feel, whatever.
Yeah.
But my initial, when I first saw it, the first time I watched this trailer, was it reminded me of The Dark Knight when all the criminal bosses got together and how they were going to, and then Joker comes in and says, let's get rid of the Batman. It kind of has that kind of same feel to it.
Yeah.
Like as soon as Joker comes into the room, he's in charge of the meeting. Boba is sitting at the head of the table. He's obviously in charge of the meeting.
Yeah.
They kind of call him on his shit, and Finnick is like, we could kill you. Now it's a different shot where the menagerie joke is made. It's a different scene, but it's the same kind of feel, and so that I really like, and so it looks cool and all that stuff. So I could go on it, but really, they showed us nothing.
Right.
For a teaser for a show that comes out in 2 months, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
So,
and this is going to be week to week, like
it's going to be week to week. And I think they said it's only going to be 6 episodes, so 6 probably 45-minute to an hour episodes. So
give us a little more, Disney. We don't want 17, but
I want of this particular show. I want 8. I want 8 to 10.
Yeah.
But knowing too that Kenobi is coming, Andor is coming, Bad Batch 2 is coming, like all this other stuff is coming on that. Ahsoka is coming, like all that stuff. So we're gonna get satisfied. Just with this particular story, I want them to. If you're gonna do a crime boss story, if you're gonna do a Godfather story, I want it to be 12 episodes, 12-hour-long episodes. They're not gonna do that.
Right.
Just take my money, or they're gonna do a season 2.
Well, yeah,
whatever.
Probably will.
Okay. So one last thing. I swear to God. In Legends, the person who gets all the crime bosses together after the Empire falls is Thrawn.
Yeah.
Now, we don't necessarily know what's going on with Thrawn as of yet, other than Ahsoka is looking for her.
Right.
And so the idea that maybe Thrawn is the one that comes in and usurps Boba to kind of be the glue of the Star Wars TV universe, telling that story, that 25 years between Force Awakens and Return of the Jedi could be
we won't know until December 29th.
29th, and then it's just going to be off the rails. So, okay, that's our thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett. I swear I'm done for right now. Let us know what you thought of this trailer and our reaction and discussion about it in the comments down below. Please be nice. There's a requirement around here. We actually did watch the video. We did actually live react to it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and follow us on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Links are in the description down below. And until next time, cult members, I am no bounty hunter. Or am I?